Hey, what's up? Jared Graham here. In this video, I want to share with you how to use storytelling in your marketing to sell your stuff. Before we get into that, I just want to show you how much it is dumping snow out here in Tahoe. I don't know if you can see this, but that is my window. The snow is up above my window, and that giant lump right there, that is not a car. That is just piles of snow. It is ridiculous out here. So if you're in a warm place, I envy you because it is dumping snow out here. Anyway, sidetrack. Storytelling that sells. So this is recipe number 4 in my subject line cookbook, The Storyteller. It basically goes over how to write a good storytelling subject line, but you can also use it to write stories for your emails, for your videos, for your blog, whatever. I basically got this from a guy. He's an 8-figure marketer that worked in Hollywood for like 30 years. Now, who is the best storytellers of all time? Hollywood, of course, is a multi-billion-dollar storytelling industry. They know their stuff. And he presented this in a 8-step format. I boiled it down to 4 simple steps for you in this recipe. And let's get into it. So the first step is to identify your hero. Who is the star of your story? What you're going to do is you're going to take a testimonial from your product or service, someone that has benefited from using your stuff, and just gather as many nitty-gritty details as you can about this person. So in the example, I used Julie lost 43 pounds eating this weird food. So the hero of my story was Julie. So you want to say, okay, we have Julie. Who is she? Is she a single mom? What does she drive? Where does she work? Is she a wife? Does she have kids? You're going to want to describe the hero of your story in detail as much as possible, because this is going to help whoever's reading the story bond with this character on their journey as they go through this story. So step number 1, find a testimonial and gather as many relevant details as you can as possible. Step number 2 is the problem. So what is this problem they're experiencing? In Julie's case, she's overweight. Why is this a problem? Is it affecting her work? Is it affecting her marriage? She can't play with her kids. What are the struggles and the emotions that Julie or your prospect is experiencing while they're going through this problem? So pay attention to what I keep saying. Details and emotions. Every good story has lots of details and lots of emotions, and the reason why this is good for selling stuff is while people are reading this story, they're gonna hear these details, or they're gonna read these details, and they're gonna feel these emotions themselves as they're reading it. So they're bonding with the hero, and it's also like they're kind of going through the process themselves as they're reading this story. So step number 1 is find a hero. Step number 2, what's the problem they're experiencing? Step number 3 is the solution. Now the solution is your product or service. So in this case, it could be a weight loss supplement. It could be a diet program. It could be maybe you're a personal trainer or a coach. So in this process, or in this step, it is super, super important to describe what it's like to use your product or service. What's the first step? What's it like to go through the process? And this is super important because you want whoever's reading the story to imagine themselves using your product while they're reading this. So it's kind of like selling them as they're going through this. So that's the solution. And step number 4 is the result. So this whole process is kind of painting a before and after picture of what their life was before they used your product and after they used your product. So now this is the result phase, the after phase. How has their life changed and benefited from using your product? And you want to explain, like, how does it feel now that they've lost weight, or how does it feel now that they make more money, or whatever your product does. How does it feel? Again, emotions and details. So like I said, the whole process, before and after picture, is basically what it boils down to. How was their life shitty before they found your product, and how is it awesome now that they found you? So that is the 4-step storytelling process. Like I said, this came out of my storytelling, or my subject line cookbook. It's recipe number 4, and the subject line I derived out of this was Julie lost 43 pounds eating this weird food. These subject lines get killer open rates. If you're not using email marketing in your business, you should be using it. And if you are, I have the rest of the storytelling cookbook for you. It's a 7 weird subject line recipes that double your email opt-in rates, open rates. Oh man, I can't talk tonight. double your email open rates overnight. If you want to check that out, you can go to cookbook.themarketingspot.net and check it out. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.